Hey everybody, Don with Breja ToneWorks, and thanks for watching. Today's video is all on a super HSH that I've helped a couple guys with. They were all looking for, ironically, this exact same scheme, so I thought I'd put it out here for everybody. It takes the traditional HSH and allows you to split the humbuckers independently into single coils, as well as adding my 7-way mod so you can add the extra 2 pickup configurations, and the dual cap mod so you have independent bridge tone control separate from the neck and middle pickup. All right, looking at the components, we need 2 humbuckers. They have to be the 4-wire. If you're not going to have the 4-wire, you're not going to be able to do the coil splitting. Single coil, obviously. We're going to do 3 push-pull pots here. We're going to have each pot do a different function. The top pot, or the volume pot, is actually going to control the 7-way mod. The middle pot is going to control the coil splitting for the neck pickup, and the bottom tone control is actually going to control the tone for the bridge and as well act as the coil split for the bridge pickup. Okay, to make things easier, I always try to identify my lugs and that on the switches and the pots. So in my pot, I have the 3 main lugs are L1, 2, and 3. 2 is always in the middle. Keep in mind when the pot is inverted, 3 and 1 are kind of on the other side. For the push-pull, A1, 2, and 3 on the left-hand side, B1, 2, and 3 on the right-hand side. On the 5-way switch, it's A1, 2, 3, 4 on the left-hand side, and B1, 2, 3, 4 on the right-hand side. Okay, one final thing on the components. I'm sure somebody's going to ask if I'm using 500K or 250K pots. It's entirely up to you. Normally, I would use 500K, but again, that's just me. It all depends on the type of sound you're going for and what your pickup output is. So again, normally, I would use 500K. You can mix and match, see what works best for you. It's all up to what's inside your ears. All right, as always, we start with grounding. We ground the top of each pot to our volume pot. That's going to be our main grounding point. From there, we obviously can take that out to the ring portion of our output jack, and the other side goes to the claw or bridge ground. Okay, while we're at it, we actually do need also to ground the push-pull switches on the 2 tone pots. So we're going to be going from B1 on both switches and grounding that to the top of that corresponding pot. Okay, capacitors come next. We're going to be going from L3 of each of the tone pots and grounding the other end of the capacitor to the top of that pot. As far as the value and the type of capacitor, it's entirely up to you. It's whichever ones you like and what, again, sounds best to you. In my world, I would use a paper and oil and a 0.015 capacitor. Okay, output jack, very easy. Go from L2 of the volume pot to the tip portion of the actual output jack. Okay, next we're going to talk about the neck pickup. I tend to use the Seymour Duncan wire colors. So yours may be different. Please check with your manufacturer, but these are based off of the Seymour Duncan. We're going to take the hot or the black, and we're going to go to A3 of our 5-way switch. We're going to take the white and the red and go to B2 of the push-pull switch on the first tone pot. And then we're going to take the bare wire and the green, and we're going to ground that to our volume pot. Okay, middle pickup is next. We're going to take the hot wire and go to A2 of our 5-way switch. And we're going to ground the other wire, again, to the top of our volume pot. Okay, bridge pickup, very similar to the neck. We're going to take the hot and go to A1 of our 5-way switch. We're going to take the green and the bare wire. We're going to ground that to the top of the volume pot. And then we're going to take the red and the white, and we're going to go to B2 of the push-pull switch on the bottom tone control. All right, in order to put in place the 7-way mod, in order to get you those 2 extra pickup configurations, which are all 3 pickups together or just the neck and the bridge together, so you kind of have that hybrid of a Telecaster or Les Paul, depending on what you're going for. We're going to take 1 wire from A1 of the 5-way switch, and we're going to go to A3 of the push-pull switch that's on top of the volume pot. And then we're going to go from B4 on the 5-way switch to A2 of the push-pull switch again on the volume pot. You can see both those wires here. Okay, just a real simple jumper wire that we need to take from A4 up to B1 of our 5-way switch, and then we go from B1 to lug L1 of our volume pot. Okay, and the last thing is we need to set up the dual cap mod. So we need to take a wire from B2 of our 5-way switch and go to L2 of the bottom tone control, the one that's going to control the bridge. And we need to take a jumper between B3 and B4 on the 5-way switch. and then go from B4 to L2 of the middle tone control. Okay, so we are done. So what we have now is an HSH that just using the standard 5-way switch, you're going to have your traditional bridge, bridge middle, middle, middle neck, and neck pickup combinations. If we activate the switch on the volume pot, we're going to include 2 additional pickup configurations. You'll have all 3 as well as the neck and the bridge together. Okay, the first tone pot, or the one in the middle, is going to have its own capacitor, and that tone is going to control the neck and the middle pickups. When you activate the switch portion of that pot, you're going to be splitting the coil of the neck pickup. The bottom tone control is again going to have its own independent capacitor, so you can use whichever value you want. And that tone control is going to control only the bridge, and then when you activate the switch on there, you are going to be splitting the coils of the bridge pickup. So what's cool is you actually have the ability to independently split the coils on both of your humbuckers, so you can have the bridge be a humbucker and the neck be a single coil, or vice versa. Or if you activate both, you'll have almost a true Strat type of sound with single coils all across bridge, neck, and middle. And that's it. We are done. Appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I've helped quite a few guys with this particular mod, and I thought I'd put it out here. Hopefully anybody else who might be looking for it can take advantage of it. If you guys have questions or things come up, please email me at breja@gmail.com. I'll try to respond to you as quickly as I can. I know a lot of you have been asking for custom wiring schemes and things. It does take me a little bit longer to do that, but I do try my best. Again, I appreciate you watching, and remember, tone, it's not just a knob, it's sound advice. Thanks.